Hello. Hello from Colorado. It has been pretty muggy and raining here, so I figured I would take the opportunity while we're here to talk about everybody's favorite subject, which is money. She works hard for the money. Hi, I'm Coco. I live full-time on the road in my converted Ram ProMaster, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I've been able to travel out west and to places like Canada and Mexico, all while working full-time, and give you some tips and tricks to help you do the same. So I definitely want to talk about my time before hitting the road. So when I had purchased the van, I was working 4 jobs, really putting in the hours and hustling to prepare myself to go full-time on the road. I wanted to build up my savings and my emergency fund as much as possible, and that number is going to change for everybody. But I am traveling by myself, it's just me, so I took a few months to really build up those savings. And now that I am on the road, I am working 3 full-time-ish jobs. And the reason why I say full-time-ish is because I work in real estate, and if you know anything about real estate, you know that it comes and goes in waves. So it definitely depends on what's going on in the market, and some weeks I could be really, really busy, and then the next weeks it could be a lot slower. My first job is that I am a licensed real estate agent in New York, where I am from, and New Jersey. So I work with buyers, sellers, tenants, landlords, investors, commercial deals, you name it. And you are probably asking, how are you doing that on the road when you're on the West Coast and that's all on the East Coast? And that is a very valid question. So a lot of my business now on the road is with customers that I've worked with in the past. So buyers, sellers, that I've been in contract with, that I've done leases with landlords or tenants. I know how they work and I've seen their place. I could do it all from a computer. So when it comes to buying and selling, believe it or not, a lot of real estate is done behind a computer and a lot of negotiating is done over the phone. However, I am super lucky that I am not a solo agent. I work on a team. And what I mean by that is that I have a full back of house. I have transactions coordinators that work on paperwork. I have a marketing team that works on the marketing materials. So I'm not doing everything by myself. And if I needed somebody to accompany one of my buyers, let's say for an inspection, I can lean on my team, which is truly amazing, and I'm super lucky to have that. So if you are looking to buy, sell, or rent in New York or New Jersey, please feel free to reach out. And I do want to note that our team doesn't just work in New York and New Jersey. We are all over, so we are happy to help you. In addition to being a real estate agent, I am also an assistant to 2 agents within my brokerage. And I am extremely grateful for those jobs. Before even buying the van, they both knew that this was a dream of mine, and they have been super supportive of it. So that work is a lot more admin, paperwork, all behind the computer, and it has been great. I mostly work East Coast hours, and I've been traveling mostly on the West Coast, so depending if I'm Pacific or Mountain Time, I will wake up earlier, work those hours, and then I'm done by early afternoon. And that's typically Monday through Friday, and then sometimes on the weekends. And how I get internet is through Starlink, which I'll make another video about. But basically all you need to know is that no matter where I'm parked, as long as I have a clear view of the sky, like there's no trees that are covering my van because my Starlink is mounted, I have Wi-Fi. So even if my phone's in SOS, I'll still have Wi-Fi to make phone calls, to send emails, and text messages. Typically when I am traveling, I'll usually do it really, really early in the morning, which is rarely ever, or in the afternoons, evenings, or on the weekends. So that is how I make money on the road. At first, it was definitely an adjustment, but over time, I've gotten used to the schedules, and I'm very lucky to have 3 jobs that are supporting me in this lifestyle. Now I want to talk about how you can make money on the road and how I've seen other nomads make money on the road. First and foremost, if you're already working for a company, I would definitely see if you can plant the seed or see if there's positions where you can work remotely, even if that means a different position or you're taking a pay cut. See if maybe there's any gaps within your company that you can provide a service for while doing that remote. One big way, and I think one of the most popular ways that I've seen nomads make money on the road, is through seasonal work. And I think the 2 questions when it comes to seasonal work that you should ask yourself is, what season do you want to work and what do you like doing? So for example, if you really like snowboarding and you really like Colorado, you could be a snowboard instructor during the winter season. I have seen so many nomads do all different types of jobs throughout all seasons, and most of them actually really enjoy it. I know people that work at concert venues, at coffee shops, and funnel cake factories. There is a number of different seasonal jobs out there, and I'm going to list a few here to give you some inspiration. And in addition to that, here are some websites where you can find seasonal work. In addition to seasonal work, if there are goods or services that you can provide on the road, I've seen tons of nomads do that. So I've been to plenty of van life meetups where people are tattooing or selling wind chimes or doing yoga classes, you name it. If it's something that you can provide and that you love, you can make money like that on the road. So now I want to talk about a few tips and tricks if you are looking to travel more or go full time. My first tip is to downsize. Downsize, downsize. You do not need that much stuff, okay? Especially if you are living in a van. You can sell your clothes, your furniture, and I even sold my car before hitting the road. My second tip is that if you can, reduce your rent. So I was very, very lucky that I was able to move out of my apartment and back in with my parents to work up on that savings and emergency fund. Prior to that, I was living in an apartment in Hoboken, New Jersey, paying $2,000 a month, and that did not include any of my expenses. So if you can reduce your rent, even if it's moving in with roommates or it's just temporary, do it so that you can reduce that and you could put that money into your savings or even into your van build if you're building out your van. And speaking of saving money, definitely start an emergency fund for when you have to make repairs on the road. And I'm not saying if you have to make repairs, when you have to make repairs, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. And it could be something very, very minimal, or it could be something a little bit bigger, but you want to have that emergency fund just in case something happens. Another tip is to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So I think there is a huge adjustment period when it comes to traveling full time or moving into a rig like a van. And for me, I had to take a pretty significant pay cut. But I didn't hit the road necessarily to save up money. I did it for the freedom that it provides. So I get to travel to all these new places. So no matter what my position is or what my job is, as long as it's supporting my lifestyle, then I'm happy. My last tip is to connect with the community. So there are so many nomads out there with so many different jobs. And I would network the same way that I would back at home if I was looking for a job on the road. And this community is super helpful. I'm sure that if you talk to people, they would be willing to help. If you do have seasonal jobs or other remote work that you recommend or should suggest, or you have any questions about working full-time on the road, please drop them in the comments section. I really hope that this video was helpful for you and a good resource, and I hope to put out more videos in the future to help you travel full-time.